Hello and welcome on in, everybody. Today I'm playing some Rapier and Ice Gauntlet. I just started playing this build. It's been a long time since I've been playing Ice Gauntlet, and well, it was late at night. I was jumping in OPR to just give this build a little bit of a test run, zerging it up real good. As you can see, I don't even have all my consumables there, but you know, just kind of running with the pack and seeing how it feels to play in PvP. And would you know it, I got a couple clips that I wanted to share with you guys on the Ice Gauntlet, just kind of messing around with it. And yeah, this weapon feels really cool to use right now. I think that there's been a lot of changes to how snares and immobilizes work in this game, but Ice Gauntlet still has a really good place as a CC weapon, and I'm discovering one of its best moves is actually Ice Spike. I'm not running a very high intelligence build on this setup. However, the Ice Spike doesn't have to hit hard to have that kind of utility. I'm finding the Ice Spike stagger just by itself is such a useful move. So let's get into that PvP commentary and go through what's happening here. As you can see, there are a lot of red players hanging around here. All of the friendlies were killed off as we were trying to defend this spot here. And turn around, get a nice Ice Spike on the pack there. And it's just a nice bit of a stagger. Everybody's going to stop moving for a moment, and it buys you that time to not get attacked and get away. And the enemy players there decide not to chase after I throw the Ice Shower down, and I go behind this guy. Sorry for that huge miss on the Ice Spike. I am really learning how to use it again, but there's the redemption, a nice connection, and that guy's hatchet tomfoolery saving him from dying. I throw down the defensive Ice Shower, catch the Axe player right away in it, and I put a little bit of damage into him, but ultimately I get the escape that I was trying to get there. Not having the regen is definitely a big cut on my healing power, and the Battle Bread definitely wouldn't hurt at this point either, but that's okay. Just going to do my best to stay alive against these guys. And there is the bomb from the musket player. I get a good timing on that riposte. Actually managed to use it to stun that player there, and then I turn around and throw the Ice Spike on the Axe player, and you see how it just bumps him back a little bit and it staggers him. Great for breaking a little bit more distance, discouraging him from continuing to chase me. And now the musket player is alone out here. He throws the bomb on me again. I try to use the timing of the riposte on the bomb as an offensive stun with the rapier. Unfortunately, he does a good job reading it because I'm a little early on the riposte, and he dodges out of the way, and I throw down the Ice Shower here. This guy, very low health from I'm not really sure what, but he walks right into the Ice Shower trap, and I put a little bit of damage into him to bring out that hatchet passive again, and this time he ends up going down. And then this guy comes around the corner swinging his hammer. I just see it at the last moment, get the riposte on his whirlwind, and there's the bomb from the musket player. I completely missed it, and a lot of attacks coming down, and there you see Entomb. Not only great for absorbing the damage and keeping me from getting stunned in that moment, but coming out of the Entomb, I remove all of the negative effects, including the snare, and that is such a huge deal. It allows me to escape a very, very bad situation, pretty much scot-free. And now I'm just alone against this hammer player. He does a great job dodging forward. I tried to use the Ice Spike as a defensive stagger there, but I ended up missing him to the dodge, and then I catch him with the Ice Shower there, and here's a nice connection on the Ice Spike. He takes quite a bit of damage. Trying to roll away, he heals up a little bit, and the enemy healer unable to get to him in time. Rapier too good at staying on top of him with that really nice tracking that it has now, and I managed to bait a nice riposte out of this guy, and I get hit by the hammer stun, turn around right away, go for the stagger, and I go for the gap closer there, right into the immobilize. Definitely not a great move, and I'm able to escape still by using the Entomb and then evading out of there. And I get a backstab on the very tanky player as he heads back towards the healers, and there's the riposte on him. I don't attack the tank, instead switching to try to get on one of the healers in the back. The defensive Ice Spike as well, and I think the big mistake I made there is not using Ice Shower pretty much at all in the last bit of that fight. I'm definitely loving the utility of the Ice Gauntlet. Now, moving on to the next fight, I was actually just watching back the footage from that first fight, and standing in the middle of this outpost, and some more players end up coming and attacking, and I get a nice riposte on the first player in the doorway there, but he ends up comboing me with the hammer. Fortunately, this guy is very tanky, so he doesn't do a lot of damage with it, and man, that utility from the Entomb easily able to absorb the damage from him there and just escape by removing the snare again. I am running the healing Entomb as well, so it does heal me. It's a really nice skill, and there's a good stagger on that player. I try to go for the gap close through him, but he ends up dodging it. And this guy here, you know, just with Riposte, I like to be very patient and wait for them to attack. And usually if you catch someone off guard like that, you can land that Riposte pretty reliably. And I take a really nasty succession of attacks there. And there you see Entomb coming in clutch so well, again removing all those negative effects. And there's the Gravity Well. I use Flesh to escape it and actually get on top of the healer, try to apply some pressure. And again, this guy is being very aggressive on my tail, so it's easy to get that Riposte on him. And I get a good amount of backstab damage into him. Unfortunately, I'm taking a lot of damage myself. The Blunderbuss player pursuing me as well. I throw down the Ice Shower just as a defensive measure. And yeah, would be really nice to have some regens on my bar right now. But either way, I get a good Ice Spike on the Blunderbuss player. He ends up trying to get away. The Musket player gets him with a stagger there, and I'm able to land that Flesh, and the tracking from the Rapier so good. Oh my gosh, I'm able to stay on top of him and get the finishing kill there, and also avoid the incoming stuns from the Hammer player. He does catch me with the Gravity Well though, and I'm just going to go into the Ice Tomb, and he just ends up going for the spin. It doesn't even break my Ice Tomb, it's just one player, so I'm able to tank it out. And I love that it bumps people back. I mean, I can't say enough good things about Entomb. It's such a great skill. And now we're just trying to beat down this Hammer player. He is not super high damage, but he's very bulky, and there's a healer throwing down some heals on him too. So I try landing a bit of damage, but I decide ultimately it's going to be too hard to kill if we don't take the healer down first. As soon as I go upstairs, the healer ends up running off the edge. So I go out the door to meet him, get him with a nice poke from the evade, and there's the Flesh to get back on top of him, and the healer goes down very quickly. He was super squishy. And now it's just us and this Hammer player, and I just kind of recklessly attack him, knowing that he's not going to be able to hit me super hard. I hope you guys enjoyed this gameplay. I'm going to include a little bit of a breakdown of the build. I'm not done putting it together. Some things are definitely going to change, but this is what I was running in the clip. If you want to catch me playing live, you can always give me a follow on Twitch, and give me a follow on Twitter if you guys want to keep up to date with me. You can check out my website, pvpnewworld.com. It's got written guides to my builds, and I will be uploading a guide of this build as soon as I put it together for you guys. I'm doing some New World Top 5 battles, so if you guys have some awesome fights that you want to see featured in a New World Top 5, you can send that to Christopher at pvpnewworld.com. This show is sponsored by What the Fast. They're a VPN for gamers that can give you better ping to your favorite games. Free to try for the first month. There's a link down below for you guys. And last but not least, a massive thank you to all of my patrons on Patreon. Thank you everybody for supporting. Thank you everybody for tuning in and watching. I hope you guys are looking forward to a little bit more Buildcraft exploration from me in New World. I know that this is a great first experience, so I'm looking forward to it too. And I'm really looking forward to learning to play the Ice Gauntlet a bit better. Did you know it actually has a good block? Thank you guys for watching. Have a great night, everybody, and I'll see you next time.